That's a song I've always liked. That's from a band that is now defunct. They're called the
The what?
The Revs. I tried to say Revs. Listen, I want you to listen to this voice of mine.
Yes.
Now, do you know the way that we have tried over the past few weeks? Of course, I've been away. But the past time before I've been here.
The past time before I've been here.
Yeah. The past time before I've been here.
The past time before I've been here.
I've had a break for a couple of weeks, right? Okay. No,
Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense when you think about it.
The past time before I've been here.
Yeah. It makes sense if you think about it, if you break it down into individual words.
The.
Each word means something.
The.
But when you put them all together, it means nothing. The past time before I'd been here. What I meant was before I went away.
All right.
But I meant to say the past time before I'd been here. But it's the same thing as saying before I went away. I was very concerned about complaints coming from the listeners about the quality of the sound in this program.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had secret talks with Ken.
Yes. Had you?
Yes, I've had. I didn't tell you about it because I knew it was it was a step forward. And Ken has come up with the goods. I asked him to do a thing for me.
Yes. Yes.
And he raised his eyebrow at the beginning. And this is about a month ago. Negotiations have been ongoing. And I said to Ken, I depend on you because you're our only engineer and you're the man that can solve this problem. Mm-hmm. The people are complaining because the people can't hear us properly. And they feel as if we're going up and down, in and out, and all the things that nobody else does. And I said, do you know what it is, Ken? And you know this too. Our microphones are obsolete. I says, I need a new microphone. And Ken says, there are swinging cuts in the BBC. We're trying to cut back. And I said, no, Ken. This is a flagship programme. If Nolan wanted it, they'd get him 8. But I never asked for anything. And I said, will you give me one of those big, nice microphones that we have in Belfast? And he said, I don't know. And I've got it today. Do you hear the difference?
Well, you're whispering?
No, I'm not. The reason why I'm whispering is because I can. Because when I whisper into this new spanking fantastic
Well, I'm going to ask people if they can hear you whispering.
I know, but I me be whispering.
You see, it's no good whispering.
No, it's
can't
great.
hear you.
No, they can.
They
can hear me. I'm listening to you, how horrible you sound, because you've got one of the old microphones. The only thing is, this new microphone here, I've got a tendency to pop. I just did that deliberately. I've got a tendency to pop if I'm too near it. There's a big white thing that goes in front of it, but I'm not going to use that because I wouldn't do that. So I want you to listen to me now, and I want you to tell me.
I can't listen to you.
No, but you're listening there, and
No,
I'm
the
asking
people
you.
at home have to
but I'm
listen.
asking you to tell me if it sounds any better. Does it sound any better?
Doesn't sound any better, no.
It sounds better to me.
It doesn't sound. The quality doesn't sound any
The
better.
quality to me is improved 100%.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. And if the listeners out there notice any significant deviation or any significant improvement, it's because of Ken. And I want to thank Ken from the bottom of my heart, because Ken has a very difficult job to do. He's in charge of everything. If anything goes wrong in this programme, he has to fix it.
There's a text message here saying Gerry.
Gerry?
Aye.
How's that spelled?
Gerry.
That's a good name.
Gerry, do you know you have dead air on 94.5 FM? That's from Paul.
Yes, indeed. The fat boy read out what I was supposed to read, and I'm going to read this now again. Essential maintenance work means that the BBC's Radio Ulster FM service, which means 94.9 in some areas of the north of Ireland, may be switched off for half an hour this morning at 10:30 because a lot of people don't like the Gerry Anderson show. I just made that bit up.
Yep.
And at different times throughout the day. But you can still listen to the programme on 1341 medium wave online at bbc.co.uk/Radio Ulster and on digital television.
134.
You mean you don't know that?
Well, that's Belfast. See, our medium wave area is
972.
No, 792.
Well, it's close enough.
Yes, it's 792 in the northwest area for Radio Foil.
That's for Radio Foil.
Yes, but
Yeah.
what's the big one?
1341 medium wave.
1341.
Online at bbc.co.uk/Radio Ulster and on digital television. We're very sorry for the convenience. Your calls are important to us and hope to resume normal service as soon as we can. You see, I wanted to read that, but he read it because he wants to read everything. Now he's on TV and everything. He wants everything.
Essential maintenance.
Essential maintenance work.
What does that actually mean? What do they do?
Well, do you know the
What
way
are
I
the
was
likes of
do you know
Ken
the way I
do?
was thinking of getting a hair transplant?
Yeah.
That's what essential maintenance is.
No, but what do they do? Do they put up
They clean all the
aerials?
wires.
What do they do?
They clean all the wires with a damp cloth, and they make sure that everything's okay. Let's start the
Do
programme.
men still go up the big masts?
Yes, they do. men strapped in for their
Yeah,
safety.
do you remember?
Do you remember the time I went? Do you remember the? What do you call those wind things? What do you call those things?
Windmill.
No, the new ones.
A kite.
No, the things that generate electricity. Wind farms.
The wind farms.
No, but what do you call an individual thing that's on a wind farm?
Is it not just a big windmill?
It's a wind. Okay,
No.
let's call it a windmill. Whatever that thing is. I climbed up on the inside of one of those one time.
I wouldn't dare do that.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I did it myself because there's no space, you know.
I wouldn't do that.
And also, there's no different levels. There's just one big ladder right up to the top. And the fella said to me, he said, "Do you want to wear a safety harness?" I said, "Yes."
Yes, of course.
Yes. He says, "Well, okay, you don't have to." I says, "I have to because it's nearly 100 feet, for God's sake. What happens if I fall?" He said, "You won't fall." He said, "But one of the things that will happen is this. When are you fit?" And I said, "No." And he said, "When you're 2/3 of the way up, you'll feel as if you can't go any further because your arms will seize up. Your legs will be okay because you walk all the time, but you're not used to putting that kind of pressure on your arms all the time. So, you hold yourself up, feet. Your feet are all right because you're walking all day, but you're not doing this with your arms unless you exercise on a regular basis." He said, 2/3 of the way up, he said, "You'll feel as if your arms won't move anymore." I said, "Well, what'll I do then?" He said, "You just don't panic. And don't do anything. Just wait until the strength comes back into your arms."
You just stand there.
Stand there. I said, "Well, 80 feet above the ground and wait until the strength comes back into my arms." He said, "Yes, but don't panic." I said, "What happens if the strength doesn't come back into my arms?" He said, "It will." And I said, "And you don't want me to wear a harness?" And I did that. And 2/3 of the way up, everything left me. The strength left my arms. And I panicked. I went, But then I waited for a while. And then the strength came back in my arms. And by thunder, Sean, when I got to the top of that windmill and I looked across the green land of Northern Ireland, I said to myself, "I'm glad to be an Ulsterman."
Well, is there a wee platform at the top?
There is a wee platform upstairs, yes, at the very top. And you stand up there and I surveyed my kingdom. I looked across and I saw Lough Neagh, and I saw the greensward, and I saw 4 counties on each side.
Was it working?
Yes, it was.
Was it?
You had to be very careful not to put your finger in it. Anyway,
when you're standing,
I did some
near
TV
them,
documentary about it or something like that. It's a very shaky thing. When you're up on the top of one of those things, it kind of sways back and forward, you know.
Do you
It's
remember
like
the first time we saw those wind? I think they're wind turbines.
We saw them in the desert, didn't we?
Do you remember that? And the noise. I'll never forget the noise. There were hundreds of them.
Yeah. When we have like 10, we think it's a blot on the landscape.
Hundreds.
Didn't we see one going to Las Vegas? Wasn't that?
Yes, that's what passed through.
There's
That's
millions
where
of
it was.
them.
Yes.
Anyway, never mind that. Let's start the programme. Hello, everyone. This is Gerald Michael Anderson.
So what happens when you're coming down?
Can't you hear me starting the programme?
You see when you're coming down again,
Yes.
that's what I would imagine would be more difficult.
No, it's not. No, that applies when you're coming down a mountain. If you climb a mountain, it's difficult. When you're coming down, it's twice as difficult. It's not like that, no.
Well, what about coming downstairs?
Coming downstairs is okay.
No, it's very difficult.
It may be
Coming
difficult.
downstairs is...
Well, with your legs, it's very difficult.
Do you remember
Would you mind if I just start this
Do you
programme?
remember when we were locked in a skyscraper in America?
Yes, I do.
Me and you, we were in, what do you call the
Empire State Building.
No, it wasn't Empire State Building. That millionaire man. Rockefeller. The Rockefeller Centre.
Rockefeller Plaza, yeah.
Do you remember we were locked in there?
Yeah. I mean, how to go down the stairs.
Can you imagine that? There we were, 3 of us, and we're locked in the Rockefeller Centre. We couldn't get down, couldn't get out of the building.
Oh, swine, yeah. That's because we were Catholics.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then we were about, I think we were something like 16 or maybe more. How far up were we?
Got nearly 30 floors.
And we had to walk down.
Yeah, I nearly had to get oxygen.
And when we got to the bottom, our legs, we had to sit down on
That's
our
right.
bums. We had to sit down on the floor on our bum.
It's a long way, 30 stories.
Because our legs were given out as we walked down.
And I was given out to myself. Can I start the programme? Good morning, everyone. Gerald Michael Anderson here. I'll be here until 12 o'clock. Unfortunately, you can't listen on FM until approximately 11 o'clock. I'll tell you when we come back. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme through my new microphone is 08459 555 678. I may pop.
It says here that the sound...
I'm still starting it.
It says here that the sound quality is 100% improved.
Exactly. And I've been saying that all along. Emma, right? And nobody listened to me. I kept saying, do something with me. Because I have a lovely microphone down in Belfast. And I said, I want one like that. And now I've got it today. I feel as if I've been clothed again as I'd been naked before. That's how I feel.
That's nice.
The hungry has been fed. The thirsty has had their thirst slaked.
So there's only one microphone. We have 2 studios here.
Yeah.
One microphone. So you've got an improved microphone in your
That's only for me. I'm going to take it home every night.
Yes, in your studio. And I'm down in the other studio. And
It doesn't matter about you. It matters about me because this is a flagship program. Yours only a wee program in the afternoon for people who like Roy Orbison. No, I'm not bringing your program down, you understand?
Who else?
And Dave D. Dozy Beak and Mick Titch. No, I respect your program and it's great for the people who like it.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. It's not my cup of tea. The number to ring if you want to contact this program through this new microphone is 08459 555 678. Do you notice the confidence I have? Do
I
you
wonder
notice
who'd be
that?
the first person, apart from yourself, to talk through the new microphone.
It's me.
No, but
Apart
apart
from
you.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, nobody else will. I'm taking it home.
No, but
I'm going to put it in my pocket at the end of this program.
a caller. I would like to hear someone.
I'm going to put it in my pocket when I come home. People say, are you glad to see me? Or is that their new microphone?
Do you know that there was a BBC presenter? I'm not going to mention any names.
Go
Okay,
on.
No, I'm not going to mention his name.
The fun is when you mention their names.
That a BBC presenter
Uh-huh.
took his headphones home with him.
That's quite common.
Is it?
Oh, yes.
And then resorted then to hiding them. It was
I know that man's name.
yes.
I'm not going to give it.
No, it's to hide them because
Yes.
anyone would get his headphones.
Well, you see, this is quite common on the mainland.
Oh.
I know a particular... Do you know who used to always do that? A Radio 2 presenter. He's not on so much now. But used to
Johnny
be on-
Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker had his own microphone.
He used to be a little case and he used to put it in there on his own headphones and everything. Whenever he finished his program, I used to watch him doing it. He used to take out his little case. He was like a musician and he used to take everything away with him. And I said, why do you do that? He says, you don't? I said, no, I just talk into whatever they gave me. He said, that's why I'm Johnny Walker and you're not.
Did you see the?
No, he didn't say that.
Did you see the tribute to Kenny Everett last night?
No, I
There
didn't.
was a repeat. Your mate was on it.
Who?
Wogan.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it on BBC 4? What was it on?
ITV.
Listen, can I start the programme?
Not yet.
It's 10 to 11.
Oh.
The number to ring if you want to
The
contact...
fun goes out of it when you start it.
I know it used to
Then
do
you
all
gotta
that
be
order stuff. I'm
serious, you
interviewing
gotta
people and everything.
talk to
Oh,
people.
I'm going to talk to people later on about different things.
What?
Oh, well, the City of Derry Jazz Festival is on this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And there's a special event on the Peace Bridge. And I'm going to talk to a lady about that. Now, I don't mind doing that because the Peace Bridge is good. I'm going to invite people up. I think it's time we had another concert.
Oh, you're on your own.
Why? Didn't you enjoy the last one?
Yeah, I worked too hard.
Oh. The number to ring
You
if you want to contact... Can I start the programme?
You did nothing.
I know I did nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I set the whole thing up and then I do nothing. I drank with the people after. Well, some of them. The number to ring is 084...
What's this made of?
Never you mind. I'll talk...
No, come on. What's the concert made of?
I'm going to Cuba.
Ah,
I'm going to walk across Cuba next
Yeah.
March
yeah.
for Action Cancer. Yes, I am. I'm going to walk across Cuba.
How long will that take you?
An hour and a half. It's a week.
Oh.
You don't walk across Cuba. It's a trek across Cuba. And I'm really looking forward to it because I've never been to Havana.
What do you call the lady? What do you call the lady that walked? Had the big boots. Dr. Rose Dugdale. Was it Dr. Rose? Was it?
Yes.
No. Are you sure? Have I got
No.
the right? Have I got the wrong name?
Was she not the one who was kidnapped by the
That's what
provost?
I'm trying to think. Was she? Who was it?
Well, she was either kidnapped
No.
by the provost or she used to walk across.
No, it wasn't. It was Monica Williams. Not Monica Williams. She's a peace woman, was she? Who was? What do you call the woman that walked? Barbara Windsor. No, Barbara.
Matahari.
What do you call the woman that walked with the boots?
Eva Braun.
Do you Rose somebody or
Barbara
Windsor. Barbara Castle.
Barbara Woodhouse.
Barbara. No, she was a dog. She was sit boy. Sit.
Listen, Emma, would you Google that, please, before this gets out of control?
What do you call it?
I'm starting to... Good morning, everyone.
She walked from John O'Groats, the first person who walked from John O'Groats to Land's End.
And she was horrible looking. She was
Oh,
ugly.
don't say that.
She was ugly.
Actually, she was a doctor, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she was ugly. Rose Dugdale.
Where did I?
Listen, let me start the programme.
That was a good one.
Good morning, everyone. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk.
Dr. Barbara Moore.
Yeah, that's it.
Dr.
I've written that down here. I wouldn't tell you.
Did you?
Yeah.
Dr. Barbara Moore.
Dr. Barbara Moore.
That's right.
The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk.
I think there's a good walk in me, you know.
Why don't you come to me? No, don't come with me to Cuba.
No, I would
I'll
like
have to buy
I
your
would like
food.
to walk. I would like to go on a long walk.
Why don't you go to Cuba? Why don't you do it? Come along with me.
No, I'd like to
Bring
walk. I think I would like to walk around
You
Ireland.
won't have to buy anything. What do you walk around Ireland for? You want to walk around somewhere you've never been before. Why don't you just walk around Buncrana or somewhere? Go to Cuba.
Aye, sure.
And
Then
then
what
you
if you had to go to the toilet?
They have toilets in Cuba.
No.
Go nip into the jungle.
No.
That's what I do. Email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk, and the text messaging service for those of you who have not had the benefit of a proper education, it's 81771. People who are angry inside. Now, a gentleman sends me an email and he said, Gerry, thank God you're back. I was starting to feel a bit middle of the road after 2 weeks of cat's eye coil music. Do you know why he called you that?
No.
Middle of the road. Cat's eye. Get it?
Oh, aye.
Anyway, in your absence, he talks about the wet fish list. Do you know about the wet fish list?
No.
Well, it's continually added to. Do you remember the late Tony Macaulay, our friend?
Yes.
He used to have what he called the train.
Oh,
Do you remember the train?
Oh, I love the train.
And anyone who didn't like, not that he didn't like, anyone he thought who was pretentious or out of order, he would put them on the train. And this train is going to pull out very shortly and is never coming back, right? And every time you meet him, he'd say, anyone for the train? And then you would name someone who had struck you as being particularly pretentious since the last time you'd seen them. In your absence of the wet fish list has reshuffled drastically. And dare I say it, Bono, who's a prime member, has been almost overtaken by a fellow countryman, the fella of The Voice, Danny. He sings in a band that wrote one good song and shoves it around a bit to make loads of money. And also, Will.i.am, the other voice tube, is creeping up on Sting. You see, Sting and Bono are being overtaken by the judges on The Voice. But this week's TV highlight must be Nolan's TV suit. If you missed, no, I discussed it with him.
I know.
And he makes a reference to Jordy, of course. And have we heard anything more about Jordy?
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So everything's okay. Everything's all right.
You
But
were less than sympathetic to Jordy yesterday.
I thought I was my usual self.
No.
Yes, I was less than sympathetic.
That man was in a lot of pain yesterday.
But look at the pain he's put us through over the years. Do you remember the singles nights? Remember, we used to have to get him thrown out and everything.
No, poor critters lying in a hospital bed.
Nothing wrong with him.
Well, why didn't you go and visit him when you're in Belfast on Friday?
I've no time.
And bring him a copy of the book and bring him all the presents that you promised you would bring him.
No.
Why didn't you go and visit Jordy? What ward you in? Emma. We'll find out what ward.
He's in the maternity ward.
No, we'll find
Emma
out.
might be there this afternoon by the look of her.
Don't
She's on the verge here.
stop it.
She might make it tonight. Emma, of course, is heavy with child. And how long is Emma going to be with us?
FM's back on.
That was quick. They've fixed everything since we've been talking.
But I want to ask you this now before you.
If Nolan warmed his arse by the fire like Jordy, with that suit on, they'd need Red Adair to put the fire out. Continue on. And he said, I trust you've sneaked a little bottle of something to Jordy in the hospital. Now, there's what I could do for Jordy. I could bring him a wee halfin. Bring him a wee quarter, a wee naggin.
Can I ask you
Do
this?
people still say naggin? Do you still say, have you got a wee naggin of scotch?
No,
there?
I wouldn't drink
That's
spirits.
all gone. People talk about shots now, don't they? They don't talk about naggins. Wee naggin of brandy. Remember you used to say
No,
that?
you got a nagging to carry out.
Yeah, but people don't say that anymore. When was the last time you heard a man saying, give us a wee naggin there?
But you didn't order a nagging.
And but what? Yes, you did.
No, you didn't. You ordered a glass. If you wanted a glass.
No, but if you went into the off-license next door and you say, give us a wee naggin of brandy there.
That's what I said.
But when was the last time you heard somebody saying that? You see, all these things are gone. This is our heritage.
See, when the man climbed the mast,
Yes.
what was the point of it? What did he do when he got to the top of the radio mast?
The motor is at the top.
Eh?
The motor that runs the fan is at the top.
Not your mast.
What mast?
No, the man that climbed up the radio mast.
Yeah. He cleans the wires with a damp cloth. to make sure the
So
reception.
he would
remains.
all the way up the top and he cleaned the top of it.
Yeah, the damp cloth in the back. He should spit on it. To be frank, everybody knows that.
Woke up this morning looking for my shoes. Looked behind the trunk, found the hesitation blues. Lordy, tell me how long.
Lordy, tell me how long
Will I have to wait?
will I have to wait?
Can I get you now?
Can I get you now?
Must I hesitate? Well, I'm going to the river, take a rocking chair. If the blues overtake me, rock away from here. Lordy, tell me how long.
Lordy, tell me how long
Will I have to wait?
will I have to wait?
Can I get you now?
Can I get you now?
Must I hesitate? Well, going up the mountain, peeped through a hole. Saw your little monkey doing a sweet jelly roll. Lordy, tell me how long.
Lordy, tell me how long
Will I have to wait?
will I have to wait?
Can I get you now?
Can I get you now?
Must I hesitate? Well, I'm going to the river, gonna sit right down. If the blues overtake me, I'll jump in and drown. Lordy, tell me how long.
Lordy, tell me how long
Will I have to wait?
will I have to wait?
Can I get you now?
Can I get you now?
Must I hesitate?
Oh, that ended very quickly. Now, can I move this microphone? I'm just wondering. Can you hear me moving that?
No, very silent.
That's great. Did you notice that? See the other mic when I moved that.
Yeah.
Remember the other microphone when you moved? You hear the big.
Yeah.
Look at the sky. Do you know what I'm like?
Could you say hello to two regular listeners to your program, Charlie McClintock and
Yes.
his wife Joyce? They live in Enniskillen. Never miss your program, and this request is from Barney and Teresa Noble.
That's really nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
You have a man in Enniskillen listens to you.
I'm
And
thrilled.
his wife.
No, it's good. I like Enniskillen. I've always been
I
fond
like
of it.
Enniskillen too as well.
They talk like that.
I like it.
I know.
like it.
It's a good place. Remember the time we spent down there in our boat? Remember
we
we were
should
down
do
there
s-
for cash for a week?
We should do that again.
I'd love to do that again.
So
we
would
hired a boat. Well, BBC hired a boat and we broadcast every morning from the lakes. It was great.
Yeah.
Do you remember the fella used to sit outside the hotel? I loved that.
What's
There's an
that?
old fella. There was an old fella used to sit outside on a kind of a bench, didn't he? And he used to watch the fellow who was cleaning the roads. I remember we went up to him and said to him, "How are you?" And he said, "Yeah, all right." Said, "Are you from here?" "Oh yeah, yeah." Said, "You're here every morning?" He said, "Yeah." Said, "I'm retired now. I have nothing else to do." He said, "What did you used to do?" He said, "I used to be a road sweeper." I remember he used to say to the guy, "Hey,
Hey, watch the boy.
hey, that bit of paper over there.
That's
Look, you
right.
missed that."
Hey, watch the guy who took his job. That's
That's what I'll do. Whenever they throw me out of here, whenever they get the next person to do this program, I'm going to go in and look in the window. Shouldn't have said that. Don't be playing that record. I'll be like you, in other words. Listen, a person, I won't give his name, said that your interrupting has reached new heights today.
Well, see, I have a lot of interrupting to catch up on.
You haven't interrupted me for nearly 2 weeks.
I know. What do you
Well,
expect?
just interrupt all you can because I'll be only here for another couple of weeks and I'll be gone for another 2 weeks. And
When
then,
are you away again?
Monday fortnight.
I don't believe you. You're here for 2 weeks.
Yeah. My time
Shouldn't
is
have bothered coming in.
I wasn't going to come in at all.
on 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock and with the BBC News, this is Keith Burnside. The BBC can reveal that the head of the Catholic Church in Ireland, Cardinal Sean Brady, had the names and addresses of children who were being abused or were at risk of being abused by Ireland's most notorious paedophile, Father Brendan Smith, but failed to ensure that they were protected. A BBC This World documentary has examined Cardinal Brady's role in a secret church inquiry in 1975. The auxiliary Bishop of Armagh, Gerry Clifford, says Cardinal Brady should not resign.
I don't see any reason why he should resign. He did what he was asked to do as a young priest of 33 years of age. He did precisely what he was asked to do. He made his report, and on the understanding, we're also talking about a different generation. When you were asked to do something by your bishop, you did precisely what you were asked to do, and the responsibility went to him.
A man from Londonderry has been shot and wounded in a punishment-style attack in County Donegal. Two armed and masked men forced their way into the victim's home in St Johnstone last night and shot him in the legs and arms. Garda Superintendent Vincent O'Brien describes what happened.
They ordered a 29-year-old Derry man to lie on the ground. They then shot him twice in both knees and in the upper arms. He received 4 gunshot wounds in a punishment-style shooting.
Detectives investigating the murder of a Chinese businessman in Carrickfergus 16 years ago have arrested a 34-year-old man on suspicion of perverting the course of justice. Simon Tang was robbed and beaten at his restaurant in the town in June 1996. At least 6 people have been killed and more than 100 injured during an opposition protest in the Egyptian capital Cairo. It's not known who started the violence, but some suspect the government was behind it. Now, Grant Cameron's here with the sport.
Forward Benny Coulter will miss Down's Ulster Championship opener with Fermanagh after breaking an ankle in a club game. New England boss Roy Hodgson is open to an international return for goalkeeper Ben Foster after praising his performances under his command at West Brom this season. Foster opted not to make himself available for England 12 months ago, but Hodgson is not ruling out the 29-year-old. Liverpool have still only won 5 Premier League games at Anfield this season. Fulham's 1-0 victory, their first ever at Liverpool, moves them level with Kenny Dalglish's side on 49 points. And 7-time world champion Stephen Hendry is retiring from snooker.
And what can we expect weather-wise? Angie Phillips.
A fairly decent day with a lot of dry weather, and cloud will lift and break up to give brighter sunny spells, increasingly so through the afternoon. Temperatures inland should reach 14 or 15 Celsius, maybe 16 given brighter spots in the west. The north coast a little fresher with a gentle onshore breeze, with highs a near average there at 12 or 13 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In Belfast, the Crumlin Road is closed between Ardoyne and the Ballysillan Road. That's because of a security alert. Police are advising drivers to avoid the area. As a result, TransLink say metro services 11A and 57 are being diverted via Shankle Road and Old Park Road until further notice. Elaine Sutherland reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, should he stay or should he go after that BBC documentary revealed that Cardinal Brady failed to tell parents their children were being abused by Father Brendan Smith? We want to hear your views, and we'll be asking, even if it was 27 years ago, was the church itself breaking Northern Ireland's law? Also today, as Boris and Ken go head-to-head again, we'll be asking, would you like an elected mayor? Tell me your views on that. Too old at 25, the beauty queen stripped of her crown for being overage. And Kindle or paperback, as e-book sales rise 300%. Can the printed book survive? Let's talk back at 12.
Bye. What?
Sorry, I tried to catch you there.
You did catch me.
I know I caught you.
I was taking details of a little green budgie that knocked on a man's door last night.
Have you ever seen a budgie that wasn't...
Banbridge Road, Dramar.
Have you ever seen a budgie that wasn't green? I'm just asking you.
Is there not be yellow budgies?
Yeah. There are, yeah. I'm just trying to catch you. Yeah. I love my new microphone. I'm going to touch it. Look at how nice it is. Incidentally, a person wants to know...
Where's Dramar?
Dramara? I'm not quite sure. Somewhere in Northern Ireland.
A
gentleman writes to me and he said he's worried about Jordy, and he wants to know, was Jordy making toast, or was he just heating his fork?
That's hateful making fun of poor Jordy. You'll have no luck. You'll have no luck for that'll come back to haunt you, boy.
Stop waving your finger at me.
That's only lent to you. Do you remember your mother used to say that to you?
That's only lent to you.
It's only lent to you, boy.
Don't be shaking your finger at me.
No, I
don't.
don't. You see, you hurt me. You hurt Jordy. It's only lent to you, boy.
Jordy is unhurtable and cannot be disfigured. He's okay, for God's sake. What's wrong with you people?
He's in pain.
Your pain's nothing.
She was beautiful as southern skies the night he met her. She was married to someone. He was doggedly determined that he would get her. He was old, he was young. From time to time he'd tip his heart, but each time she withdrew. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. Well, eventually the boy and the girl get married. Sure enough, they have a son. And though they both were occupied with the child she carried, disagreements had begun. And in a while it just fell apart. It wasn't hard to do. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. Two disappointed believers, two people playing the game. Negotiations and love songs are often mistaken for one and the same. And now the man and the woman, they remain in contact. Let us say it's for the child. With disagreements about the meaning of a marriage contract, conversations hard and wild. But from time to time, he just makes her laugh. She cooks a meal or two. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true. What is the point of this story? What information pertains? The thought that life could be better is woven indelibly into our hearts and our brains. Like a train in the distance.
That's great, isn't it? That's Paperback Writer, of course, you will have recognised that. That's from a group of session musicians, bluegrass, and the playing 5-string banjo there is a fella with the name of Mike Chickenhawk Toppins. And that's from an album called Pickin' on the Beatles, Volume 1 and 2. And before that, we had Paul Simon from an album which I love very much called Hearts and Bones. And that's a track called Train in the Distance. Right, the City of Derry Jazz Festival is coming up this week, and lots of interesting things going on there. Lots of associated events, and there's a lady on the line, Kathy McKillop, is going to tell me about one of them. Good morning, Kathy.
Morning, Gerry.
Nice to talk to you. How are you?
Not too bad.
This event is associated with our Peace Bridge as well. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, the event, Gerry, is called Shine Across the Bridge. Shine is our name. We are Spina Bifida Hydrocephalus Information Network and Inequality.
Yes.
So because that's quite a mouthful, we've reduced that to Shine.
Yes.
So we as an organisation are called Shine. So we are having this event called Shine Across the Bridge on Saturday.
Yes.
The purpose of the event really is to raise awareness about both spina bifida and hydrocephalus, and also, as with most charities in Northern Ireland, to raise money, which is quite important for us.
Mm-hmm.
So what we plan to do is at 11 o'clock we're meeting in Ebrington Square, which has just been done up. There's lots of work being done up in Ebrington Square. So we're meeting there at 11 o'clock and making our way across onto the bridge.
That's it's Ebrington Square.
Yes,
Ebrington Square, yes. Because I thought it might have been Guildhall Square, because if you're on Guildhall Square, you have to be careful you don't turn the water on.
Yes, we wouldn't want to get wet.
There's a square
might get
just
wet enough without the water coming on. But
there's a square just in front of our Guildhall here in Derry, Londonderry, and there's great. You would have seen these on the continent where this water just comes out of the ground, basically, in big spouts. And sometimes you need to be careful because they turn them on. Sometimes they don't tell people.
So Ebrington Square doesn't do that to you. Don't think, Gerry. So we're safe enough in Ebrington Square.
Ebrington Square, of course, that's
on the water side.
Yes, that's of course the old army base there.
Yes, that's
which is not new. It's been there since 1841. Yeah. But so you're assembling there at 11 o'clock, and then what happens then?
And then we're walking across. We have several volunteers who are going to help take people across the bridge and have the whole bridge covered as far as possible.
Yes.
And at 12 o'clock, the Mayor, Maurice Stefani, is going to do a countdown, and we're going to hold hands.
That's the Mayor of Derry?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The Mayor of Derry is going to do the countdown.
Yeah.
And we're going to hold hands and sort of show solidarity for the people in Northern Ireland who have both spina bifida and hydrocephalus. So while that's all happening, the Jazz Festival, as you know, is on that weekend, and JD, who are a brass band, will be playing on the bridge.
Oh, that sounds great.
They're a very popular, well-known jazz band, a roving jazz band.
Yes.
So they will be playing on the bridge, and then they will be helping us as part of that celebration. And then at 12 o'clock, we'll be holding our hands and we'll be sort of waving to the world. And we're encouraging people to wear yellow. We're really, because our logo is yellow, orangey sort of coloured.
Yeah.
So we'd like as many people as possible on the bridge to actually be wearing yellow. Now, if you stuck a pair of marigold gloves, will do, because they're yellow, so and the whole tanning could work. So it's just really a fun kind of event, meant to be very happy, sort of quite memorable for us, because we're quite a small organisation in Northern Ireland, but really significant for the people who we are connected with, because they can take part in it and be part of the day. Yeah. So really just trying to encourage as many people as can to turn up on the day.
Okay.
To be there at 11 o'clock, to move across the bridge, to wear the yellow and to wave for us. And we will be doing a video of the event, and we'll put it on YouTube, and we're going to show the world, not just ourselves, we're going to show the world just about spina bifida and hydrocephalus. So I suppose the important message for us is that, if there's anybody out there who has got spina bifida or hydrocephalus, that we can give them a contact number that they can get in touch with us if they need any help or assistance.
Do you have that number there?
Yes, the contact number is 01733 555 988.
Okay, that's 01733 555 988. Is the weather going to be good on Saturday?
Of course it's going to be good. It wouldn't dare not be good on Saturday, Gerry.
Right.
I've been watching the weather forecast with great attention, and of course it's going to be good.
Of course.
It says intermittent cloud, but it's going to be no cloud at all.
Of
But
course.
actually it's quite cold on the Peace Bridge, even on a good day, because it's so open. So we'll not get roasted, I don't think, but even sunshine and no rain will be perfect. But sure, if it is wet, we can always get, those wee 99p poncho things that you can buy.
Oh, that's right. Some even I have one of those. Well, listen, have a great day on Saturday, and people assemble at 11 o'clock at Abington Square, or maybe a wee bit later on the bridge.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, could I just finish off by asking you for something? We actually have a person in Northern Ireland who's very much somebody who helps us.
Yes.
In lots of different ways, and he's got a special birthday coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering if maybe you would at some time play a wee request for him. It's Sid McDowell.
Yes.
And I'm sure all the people, and quite a lot of people in Northern Ireland know Sid, but he's a particularly good friend to the spina bifida hydrocephalus family in Northern Ireland.
Yes.
So I would really appreciate if you could do that for me.
Was there anything in particular he would like to hear, I wonder?
Well, I think we should do something about holding hands, shouldn't we? Or
All right, I
shine,
think so.
you know.
Shine.
You're my sunshine.
All right, good idea.
Or Sweet Caroline or something like that.
Good day, sunshine.
Yes.
Good day, sunshine. I wonder if I got that here. Anyway, okay, we'll find something for you. Have a great day anyway on Saturday, will you?
Thanks very much, Gerry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's Kathy McKillop. Do you know something? The people aren't listening.
Why?
The fat boy at the beginning of the programme told the people that it was going to be off for half an hour on FM. I, after that, said it, and then later, you've no idea the number of people saying, "It's not, the radio's not on." There's nobody listening. Well, I knew that anyway.
Yeah, but when you guys spoke, maybe they weren't listening.
Okay. All right, I accept that as a possible explanation. A gentleman writes to me, and he's talking about a programme which I saw the other day, and I thought something privately about it, and I forgot to mention it. After reading A.A. Gill's review, you know who A.A. Gill is? He's the TV reviewer in the Sunday Times. He wrote a review of BBC's Meet the Romans. Have you ever seen that?
I looked in that from time to time.
I was really looking forward to it. I thought I'd give it a watch last night.
I was watching it last night.
Honest to God, he said, what a pile of pish.
Oh dear.
I'm just
That's
reading
terrible
it out.
language.
I'm reading it out here.
This time of the morning.
The purposely dowdy Mary Beard must be the most dumbed-down presenter of all. And that's
people are slagging her terribly.
No, it's not.
They
No,
shouldn't
no,
do that.
no,
It's
no.
what she tells you is interesting.
There are two issues there.
Right, go on.
Right, okay. The programme is called Meet the Romans.
Yeah.
Now, I have always been passionately interested in
You
Rome,
have.
and I've always read stuff about it. And
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this because I realise that Mary Beard is an incredibly informed and expert woman in this field.
She got a lot of bad publicity last week.
No, but here's the thing that is important.
Yes.
Now, she doesn't look great,
No. Well,
but that's not what I'm going to talk about.
That's what's inside her head.
I know, but the point is, this is the point I'm getting to.
Yeah.
What's inside her head is not coming out because
think so?
somebody has told her that it's too complicated for the people who are watching.
So?
Dumbed down. And I was really disappointed. And I lasted 5 minutes because she was telling you things that you know.
Right.
What you want? Do you want to hear things?
But that's you.
No. She's telling you very simple things.
No, you've had
she's telling you very simple things that you know.
Well,
very
you see,
simple
simple things that you know. But you see, you've read extensively on that, and you have a great interest, as you said, Romans and Red Indians. Your passion in life, from what I gather.
Red Indians?
Well, Jim,
where did you get that? My passion is not Red Indians.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, then it is.
Yeah, and you have a wee bit of a cowboy in there too as well.
Where is he?
You like the
cowboy rides away.
You like the cowboys and the Indians, and you like Romans. You like the whole world. The
I like
Roman Empire.
No, I like.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I like. I like 18th century history. And I like Roman civilization.
So what about that? They're people. They're trying to introduce that to people, and they're simplifying it.
No. The point is this. Now it's like Eamon Holmes pretends to be stupid, right? Eamon Holmes is not stupid. He pretends to be stupid because he thinks that people won't like him if he doesn't pretend to be stupid.
I don't think Eamon Holmes would be
Yes,
happy
he
with
does.
that.
No, I don't care if he's happy or not. He pretends to be stupid on TV because you have to pretend to be stupid on TV because most of the people who are watching are stupid. So if you pretend to be smarter than they are, you have a fear that they won't like you. So it's what's called dumbing down. So people pretend not to know anything because they feel as if, they shouldn't know more than the people listening because the people who are watching are that stupid. Not them all, but most of them, the majority of people who watch television now are not the brightest of people. Hence, X Factor, The Voice, Britain's Got Talent, right? So people, and if they see somebody who appears smarter than they are, talking about things they don't know about it, instead of saying, I must learn this, they say, I don't like him. I don't like him. You see? And people are aware of that. Now, Mary Beard is an academic. She studied Roman civilization and classic civilization all her life. And she's doing the TV, right? And somebody's obviously sat down and said to her, Mary, it's not a great idea to appear too smart. It's not a great idea, to talk about things people don't know about. Just tell them wee things, and point it all out to them. And this is this guy I was talking to. And I put this on. I wasn't expecting any academic treatise. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, what did she tell? What did she tell you that made you?
Right. Here's
turn
an example.
off?
Right. Because she. Right. I'll just give you an example here. The purposely dowdy Mary Beard. Now, that's not fair. I think she's naturally dowdy. But she's not purposely dowdy. She's not deliberately making herself look dowdy. She must be the most dumbed-down presenter of all. But you see, this is the point, that she's one of the most brilliant academicians, smart people.
You don't like her hair.
I know. I don't mind her hair.
No,
I'm not talking about what she looks like.
No,
I'm not talking about what she looks like.
No,
the people.
Who was it gave her a bad touch last week?
A.A. Gill, this critic.
That's who it was.
I just said that.
That's who it was. And he also slagged off
Claire Balding.
Claire Balding.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll not say what he called her.
And what he said was
don't say what he called her.
What he said was that people shouldn't be on television unless they're attractive.
Yeah.
And what he said was, if you're going on television, at least you should comb your hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you see, he's probably right. He's probably right. Because people who aren't that bright don't want to look at people who are not good looking.
I never paid any attention to that woman. I was listening to what she was saying.
I know, but you should have realised that what she was saying was a load of pish.
Well, I didn't.
Here's an example. This fella gives an example. She points at the statue of a woman holding a baby,
right.
Reads out the Latin script below, and then says, this is the statue of a mother holding a baby. That's the type of thing.
That was last night, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's
last week she did the same thing. Yeah. And she sounded surprised at some things that the dogs in the street know. Because she doesn't want to feel as if, give the impression that she knows things already. And I think that's a mistake. Now, David Attenborough would never do that.
How do you know?
Because he told me. I never tell you about the time I used to talk to David Attenborough.
I scared Emma.
What did you do?
I reached over and pulled my mouse away from her.
There's no answer to that.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Let's dance to the song playing on the radio. Let's sway while color lights up your face. Let's sway through the crowd to an empty space. If you say run, I'll run with you. If you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms, tremble like a flower. Let's dance for fear grace should fall. Let's dance for fear tonight is all. Let's sway. You could look into my eyes. sway under the moonlight, this serious moonlight. And if you say run, I'll run with you. And if you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms and tremble like a flower. Let's dance. Let's sway. Let's dance. Let's sway.
That's Paula Flynn. Let's dance. I always liked that. Hello, good morning.
Hello there.
Yes, who's that?
Billy's here.
Yes, Billy, how are you, Billy?
I'm grand.
What seems to be the problem, if any?
No, there's no problem. I hadn't listened to your show for a while, and I just happened to tune into it there about half an hour ago and caught you talking about that programme about the Romans last night.
Meet the Romans, yeah.
Hi, just to say, I compliment you on your profundity.
Thank
That's
you.
the right word. You were being very profound for a morning radio show.
Excuse me?
Except, I mean, when you were saying it, that was a bit of a pile of pish. I don't know whether you would call that profound or not. I suppose it could be, but I just thought you were being, when you started talking about, Eamon Holmes and those of a similar ilk pretending to be a bit thick.
Stupid, yeah.
I hadn't actually thought of it that way before, but I thought, you're right.
Absolutely, yeah. You see, people don't want to feel as if they're smart arses. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Eamon Holmes. I like Eamon Holmes. He's a friend of mine. But, I mean, he'll be the first to admit it. But he wouldn't like you to ask him. I mean, if Eamon Holmes came in here, I wouldn't like to say to him, Eamon, do you act as if you're stupid to be more popular? I mean, that's not the kind of question I'd ask him. But in the back of his mind, he knows it's true.
Aye. Well, I suppose when you present yourself in a certain way, and that includes in a whole lot of things, if you present yourself in a certain way and then you attack somebody who's presenting themselves in a certain way, of course they're not going to go into denial. Or well, they are going to go into denial because if part of what they're... now I'm starting to sound...
I know, you're getting a bit academic now.
Aye, so I needn't do that.
No, go ahead, work away.
Do you remember meeting me years ago?
What is your name again? Sorry.
Billy Tier.
Where did I meet you, Billy? I remember your name.
In the Guildhall in Derry at the time I was hypnotising chickens.
That's right. How can I forget that? How can I forget? I'm sorry. I didn't recognise your name. Of course.
I do a bit of storytelling. In fact, I'm coming up to Derry. I sound as if I'm advertising now, but I'm not.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry.
I work with a woman from East London called Kathleen O'Sullivan, who's a trad singer. And we're doing a wee thing in the foil yarn spinners.
Yes. I've done that once. I did that once.
Aye.
Very good. In the Verbal Arts Centre?
In the Verbal Arts Centre, yes.
Yes, it's good there.
I'm over about the place doing storytelling still.
Are you going to hypnotise a chicken?
No. It's that whole thing came about as that whole thing, which goes back years, it came about as a joke. Mm-hmm. But I actually thought people would get the joke, but they didn't. They actually took me seriously. But
no, it works.
Aye.
It does work.
Oh, you mean the chicken thing?
Yeah.
Aye.
It does work.
Aye.
I know that for a fact. I've seen it done.
I remember Barry McGuigan was there. It was part of the Tom O'Connor Roadshow.
That's right. It's a long time ago, isn't it?
A long time ago, and Barry McGuigan was there that day.
Do you know what happened that time too? Do you know what happened that time too? The Dubliners were there. Was that the same day they were there?
I don't know. I was sure it was an all-week thing, so
That's
I don't
right.
think they were there on that day.
One day they were there, and Ronnie Drew apparently was off the drink and had been off the drink for like 6 months or something like that. And Shane McGowan was there as well with the Pogues. And,
no, I would definitely have remembered that.
Yeah, and Shane McGowan put Ronnie on the drink and they ended up in a cell. That was not immediately publicised, but they ended up in jail. So not alone did Ronnie break his pledge, whatever it was, but he ended up in jail as well.
I was doing a thing years ago, about 2 or 3, couple of years before Ronnie passed away down in Dublin, and he was doing a lot of reminiscence stuff. And we were in the green room, and it was the time when you could smoke, and I pulled out, I'll not say what the make of the cigar was, but I was smoking these particular cigars, and
Happy days.
Ronnie said to me, "What are you smoking that for?"
Yeah.
I said, he says, "You want a proper cigar?" So he gave me this big thing, an absolutely huge monster of a thing.
Probably Cuban.
Aye.
Ronnie was not a man to hold back if he disapproved of anything that you did.
Well, he was just educating me, I suppose. But I packed the smokes in myself now for a few
Oh, me
years
too,
back.
me too. I haven't smoked for 5 years.
Aye,
And I'm only a shadow of my former self.
I know.
Anyway, listen, that's... do you want to talk any more about that, or are you okay?
No, I just thought you were being quite profound, and it's not... Because the thing is, I don't like actually... Although I go around doing storytelling for a living, the last... I don't know why... I don't mind appearing in front of an audience, but I don't want a whole... I don't like all the publicity stuff that's around. And you're sort of forced to publicise yourself as doing what you're doing. But then people think, well, who are you anyway? Are you just somebody who's well known for being well known, or do you actually do anything at the end of it?
I feel exactly the same way as you do, because I don't like being in front of an audience either. It makes me nervous.
Aye, which you know, it's a very strange thing, that. I mean, I suppose you can understand that. I take it that's where Van Morrison gets his grumpiness from.
Well, you see, that's one of the things. One of the things that I kind of like about Van Morrison, because as you know, and as I know, a lot of people in show business, the reason they're in show business is because they need the approval of strangers. Right? There are people, I know people who, if they didn't go on the stage and people didn't clap them, they couldn't sleep at night. In other words, these are people with the want in them.
Well, you see, that's but the thing is, that's the way I was when I started out. And then, years ago I started out that way. I think a lot of performers do. And then I actually realised, I don't need, just give me the money. And
I've often said to people say to me, would you like to be really famous? And I'd say, no, just give me the money and leave me alone. I'll be all right.
Fame is what is it? She's a fickle wench.
A poisoned chalice.
Well, that's the other thing. It definitely is. Right, I'll let you go on with your work.
Okay.
All the best.
See you later.
Right, bye.
Bye. And he's right, I would never publicise anything that I was doing. But as a matter of fact...
Yeah.
I'm doing a thing now which I think maybe perhaps we should tell the people about. Maybe they might be interested in next Tuesday.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I don't want to publicise it myself.
Well, I don't know what it is. So
I thought you knew.
What is it?
I'll have to do it myself. It's a little event involved in the Cathedral Quarter Arts Festival, and it's to do with radio. I mean, this is not a naked commercial thing. It's a free event. I'm not making any money out of this.
Carry on.
It takes place next Tuesday night, May the 8th, at 8 p.m. in the Black Box. It's a very unusual concept. It's been going on the mainland. I love it when people get angry when you say that. They've been doing it in England for a couple of years. It's called In the Dark. What they do is you take a programme and you get the person who presents it and the producer who are there, and you play the programme. And then and the people listen to the programme. Then afterwards, I talk about the programme, and the producer talks about the programme, and we have a discussion about it. And this particular programme we're going to be listening to is called The Mystery of the Moving Statues. It's a documentary I made a couple of years ago for Radio 4, produced by Rachel Hooper. And it's about in Knock, apparently the Blessed Virgin appeared.
Why do you listen to it in dark?
It's just a thing in the dark.
No way.
Because if all the lights are on, you'll be looking at the guy beside you. They don't listen to it. They don't actually put the lights off. They kind of dim the lights a little.
Why?
It's conducive to the listening experience.
Would you not be worried about somebody creeping up behind you, or you hear noises?
You're the only person I know that worries about
would
people
you not be
creeping
worried
up
about that?
behind
You'd hear noises and you say, "What's that over there? What's that?" And would you not be distracted if it was dark?
No, you would not be distracted. It's not going to be dark. They just turn down the lights.
Why don't they just give it to people, a recording, and let them listen in their own house?
Because this is a communal event. And I have to go around to people's houses and talk to them about it individually.
So are the audience taking part?
The audience take part.
They take part in the conversation?
Didn't I just say that? It's a question and answer thing. People listen to the programme and then they talk to you about it.
And the audience in the dark as well, too?
Nobody is in the dark. It's just called In the Dark. They turn the lights down a little when the programme has been played so that people can concentrate and they won't have to go to the bar, and keep getting drink.
People might sleep.
They might sleep. People who are asleep will be awoke.
All right.
Will be wakened up at the end of it. And then, so if people want to go to that, it's next Tuesday.
Can couples go?
Anybody can go. It's free.
Yeah, but you understand.
You have to get a ticket, though.
Remember when you went to the picture house years ago when they put the lights down? You know what happened then, don't you?
Yeah, people used to pull your hair from behind.
No.
Put their hand on your leg.
You used to do other things.
I know, I did all that.
Oh, well, they might do that at your show.
Well, tell them to go ahead.
And then they discuss it.
They can discuss what they're doing when the lights are off, yes. Mr. Coyle played two of my favourite and very excellent songs. I'd love to hear them again. To Ramona and Tennessee Waltz. Did you play those all the time I was away?
Sinead Lohan, yes.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
And Sam Cooke's version.
Here's an appeal for one FA Cup final ticket. That's an optimistic thing. For Saturday the 5th of May at Wembley, Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Is that this Saturday?
Yeah.
You don't believe me?
You see, I think the FA Cup has lost its gloss.
I think so. I didn't. Are you telling me the FA Cup's on Saturday?
I'm telling you that the FA Cup final is on Saturday, the 5th of May, Liverpool versus Chelsea at Wembley.
I didn't know that.
Well, this is what the radio is for. You find out stuff.
You're right, but I think it's lost its
lost its... Do you remember when we were in Australia? We sat up all night.
I can never forget it.
3 o'clock, and we watched it at 3 o'clock in the morning with plenty of vodka. Gerry, what oh what? Welcome back. And how is my old champion of yesteryear? That's me. I have been pondering, what programme does Jeremy Kyle watch when he is off sick? Where do they find these people? Overweight, loud and feisty. Well, you see, this is good television. I wonder, does Jeremy watch reruns of his own programmes when he is off recuperating, or does he just take a Mrs. Collins powder and lie down in a darkened room? No, I would imagine he watches his own programme. What do you watch when you're off ill? I watch our cartoons.
Well, I'm very annoyed.
When's our next series of cartoons on?
I don't know.
It's soon, isn't it?
I don't know.
I've seen 2 of them already. They're very funny,
Good.
I shouldn't say that, but they are. Because actually what Joel does, the animator, his animation team, what they do is they take audio from this programme and they don't change any of it, but they add visual things, which may or may not be there. And that's what I find funny. Because you say one thing and then something happens and you go, oh, that's clever. Do you know what I mean?
Is Jeremy Kyle American?
No, he's...
It's an American programme.
Sean, Jeremy Kyle is on every morning on ITV from London.
Yeah, but the reason I'm asking you this, you see, he's now on...
Fox.
He's on now. They've taken him off TV3 at 6 o'clock when I watch Judge Judy, and they've put on Jeremy Kyle. So when I turn over to see Judge Judy, Jeremy Kyle, but all I see, the people that he's talking to, they all seem to be American.
Well, he's got an American show.
So that's what I'm
asking. The biggest shock I ever got, and I don't say this lightly, the biggest shock I ever got, you see, I detest Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah.
And I'm always saying to Nolan, you're going that way. Stop before it's too late. But he doesn't listen to me. I was driving down.
Horrible TV.
I was driving down Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yes.
In Hollywood, right? That's where all the big billboards are, where all the movies and the Marlboro Man looking down at you 100 feet high. And I turned around the corner and there was Jeremy Kyle on Fox. And I went, that's it. That's it.
Why, see that programme that I see?
Yes.
Is that made in America?
Yeah, that's obviously the Fox one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
No, but the one that's on every day is the one that's on ITV or whatever it's on. It's the one that's done here. Anyway, Jordy is on 6 spoonfuls of Jay's Fluid a day. Please up it to 12. Dromara, Sean, is in County Down, a small village outside Dromore in County Down. Gentleman referring to my pending trip to Cuba. I hope you get kidnapped in the Bay of Pigs by pirates.
Oh, no, I wouldn't like that. Listen, could you play a song for Ronnie Sharp, who's in Ward 9 of Altnagavin Hospital? Get well soon, Ronnie. This is from all the staff in Ward 9. They've asked for an Elvis song, if at all possible, for Ronnie. Big fan of Elvis.
Well, yeah.
What?
Well, what I was going to do was maybe I could kill two birds with one stone, if I may use that expression. I was talking to Kathy about the Shine event on Saturday afternoon on the Peace Bridge in Derry Stoke Londonderry, and she suggested maybe I play some song with the word shine in it, sunshine. So I've decided to play the Beatles' Good Day Sunshine, and maybe that will do him as well.
No, Ronnie wants Elvis.
Tell him to wind his neck. And saying the radio was off. We couldn't hear it. In Kilkeel, in Newry, in Strabane, all over the place. Why don't they hear anything? Do they not hear me saying that it was off for half an hour and that's okay now? What's wrong with these people?
Very angry.
I know I can't help it. And a person writes to me, this is nice, so this is a nice little thing to say. Let me just read this. Just a quick note to thank you for being so un-PC. Isn't that a nice thing to say? All the other radio presenters are becoming so boring. Always scared to say what they think. We turn Nolan on at 10:25 and turn the radio off after the first mention of flags or politics on Talkback. We all listen to you for the fun and because you are real. Keep it up and don't become one of them. I want to become one of them because they're making all the money.
We're back. Ready for round two.
Yes, I am ready. Do you know what this is?
Yes.
I love this. What is it? Come on.
I know it. Play it all the time.
I don't play it all the time.
So.
I was up before the dawn, and I really have enjoyed my stay, but I must be moving on. Like a king without a castle, like a queen without a throne. I'm an early morning lover, and I must be moving on. Now I believe in what you say is the undisputed truth, but I have to have things my own way to keep me in my youth. Like a ship without an anchor, like a slave without a chain. Just the thought of those sweet ladies as they shiver through my veins. And I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I'll never look behind me, my troubles will be few.
Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. Glad to see you. Point of view. Hope your dreams will all come true. Goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? Feel no sorrow. Feel no shame. No tomorrow. Feel no pain.
Sweet devotion, it's not for me. Just give me motion, set me free. The land and the ocean, far away. Life I've chosen every day. So goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? Now some they do and some they don't, and some you just can't tell. And some they will and some they won't, but some it's just as well. You could laugh at my behavior, that'll never bother me. Say the devil is my savior, but I don't pay no heed. And I will go on shining, you're shining like brand new. I'll never look behind me, my troubles will be few.
That's Supertramp, of course, always been my favourite group and always terribly underrated, I thought. That's from the soundtrack of a motion picture called Magnolia. Of course, it's on all other kinds of albums as well, but that's when I'm playing this one off. Interesting, a person sends me an email and says, you're talking earlier on about people who are smart and pretending to be stupid so people would like them. He says, what about the people who are very, very smart and want you to know they're just as bad? Yes, they are just as bad. Yeah. You're Andrew Marr, people like that.
James Andrew Marr.
No, he's like that. James Naughty. Horrible, John Humphreys, people like that. Stephen Fry, you know?
I like Stephen Fry.
No, he's just too pompous. So there's an in-between. All you have to do is be normal. And if you know a thing, tell the people. But don't go, let me tell you this. Great show yesterday.
Know?
What?
Do you know what you never see?
What?
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's a change.
But just before you go.
I'm not going anywhere.
Do you know what you never see in a house now? I thought about this the other night. I was out walking. And I thought, you never see this in a house, and every house had one.
The toilet?
No.
What?
A bottle of ink.
Oh, you've got me.
Isn't that right? Every house had a bottle of ink.
But do you know what the ink is? Know what the bottle of ink is now?
No.
It's out in the shed out the back.
No, there's no ink in it. But I want to ask you this now. You would know these things.
Yes.
Were there two colours?
Yeah, blue and black.
Is that what it was? Was there ever a red ink? No?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Was there?
And you had a blue-black one.
There was a...
You one that was half blue and half black.
But you had a black ink and a...
Black, blue and red.
Blue and red?
Yeah, and sometimes you had blue, black, red, blue and black. So in other words, 4 different colours.
Whatever happened to ink?
I don't know. Great show yesterday, kid. Tommy, my cat, pulled a top shop Gansey over his head and said, given the contents of yesterday's show, I thought I was listening to an episode of Casualty. A groundswell of goodwill for Jordy has crashed the phone system at the Royal. They couldn't get through, those lads. And pallets of grapes and cooking sherry are arriving non-stop in articulated lorries. Jordy is a national institution, I said, on a par with the Titanic. The people of Ulster could not deal with another disaster. The rallying cry is the following. Don't let Jordy go down like the Titanic. Tommy bit my bottom lip and said, I worry greatly for the nurses. A few shots of vitamin B could send them into a frenzy. How little you know about nurses, I said. Even as we speak, nurses are clambering to the first to give Jordy a bed bath. Rather them than me, said Tommy. I wouldn't go down there without a miner's lamp and a canary. I grabbed some small animals. I twisted them into the shape of a balloon and I said, I'm very worried about Emma. I heard her give a little cough yesterday. I hope the 2 flyboys in there are aware that she is with child and have not got her splitting wood with a hatchet or carrying bags of coal up the stairs. No. She only carries a bag at a time. Of course not, said Tommy. Both Sean and Gerry have Emma wrapped in cotton wool, very snug and warm, but a bit tricky when she cycles home. I painted a smiley face on the visage of Michael McGimpsey and I said, I hope Jordy's accident will have a sombre effect on old codgers who get up from their reclining chairs, shuffle towards the open window and pee on the glowing embers. Oh, any old codger, yelled Tommy, who willingly allows access to his focal area in the vicinity of an open fire deserves all he gets. Hear, hear, I cried. The last thing I want to see in a doctor's surgery is an old man sitting with a gutted fork. And I say, yes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Not too bad.
We've just time to squeeze you in.
My name's Jeffrey here.
Yes.
And I was on to you before. I sent you a picture of Trigger, or do with Roy Rogers. Remember that?
Yes, I do, actually, yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I work for a charity here, Holly's Horse Haven. And I was on to you before and would never get any response from the people, but we're looking some fodder that anybody has any left, haylage. That because we're a charitable organisation, we were to feed the horses. We have to, people that gives us the fodder to feed them, because we can't afford it. It's all charitable.
Yes, yes.
And the person that runs it is Joe and Elaine, and they do good work there, and they bring the horses in that's been badly treated, and then we try to rehome them.
Okay.
And there's a girl, Bev, and Peter, and Lizzie and all that there, and they do good work. And I go down and do charitable work and help them out. And we're trying to get, some food in.
So
and I was just wondering, could you do a call out for some farmers there that has stuff left over that we could get, and we'd go and lift it if they would give it to us for free, to feed them.
Okay, now, when you say fodder, this may sound a silly thing to say. What exactly do you mean? Like hay?
Hay and haylage.
What's haylage? What's that?
It's like hay that's been sitting maybe
like a cross
couple
between
of
hay and
days longer,
silage.
and then they wrap it in plastic.
Oh, I see.
It gives it a sweeter taste, you know.
Oh, is that those big balls things that you see in the fields?
Yes, big round bales, yes.
All right, then. So any farmer that may have some of that surplus,
Yes,
you
because
would
the new
appreciate that.
The new season will be coming in there, and they'll be cutting for new season. And if there's any old one, we would be gladly to take it if they could give us some. We'll go and lift it and all that. There's no bar that way. Like.
Okay. Well, how will they contact you if they've got some? Yeah.
I'll give you my mobile number here on air if you want.
If you don't mind, that's okay.
No, it's no bar. 078
078
40
40
34
34
88
88
44.
44. That's 07840
Yes.
34 88 44.
4.
Sorry, 3 fours?
2 4s.
That's it. 07840 34 88 44.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
And they can ring me anytime.
And where are you at the moment? Where are you situated?
I'm in Brickland, but I'm at work at the minute.
Well, there's nobody at Jordy's house. Why don't you just go in and take all his stuff?
Well, I'm the fella that gave him the carbolic soap.
Well, you see, that did a lot of good. He's still alive. No, just for the bed. No, I have to be honest here. Just a second. Have we heard anything about Jordy's condition today?
Well, you had the opportunity to talk to him yesterday.
Yes.
And you didn't.
I know, but yesterday's different. Today's another day.
Well,
have you had any update on his condition?
No, we didn't.
Bother to find out?
We didn't want to trouble the nurses.
Will you ask tomorrow? The people want to know if he's okay. We'll maybe find out what a little progress report tomorrow. But
His livestock's doing all right anyway.
Well, somebody's looking after it apparently, and he's happy about that.
That's
and he's okay. I may joke about it, but he's had a couple of little skin grafts, but nothing incredibly serious. Although a skin graft is serious, and he's going through a wee bit of pain. But it'll take more than that to put him down.
That's it.
Your number again, 07840 34 88 44. And anyone who doesn't get that, give us a ring, or even tomorrow, and we'll give them to you. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Bye. Bye. That's all we have time for. Back tomorrow.